Hello everybody and welcome to another video, The World According to Lanza. I am Andrew Lanza and today is April 26, 2026, 2626, and it's a great day to be alive and thrive. So I'm fortunate later this year, guys, to taking a trip across the pond, they say, to England and Scotland, London, and I'm going to within the next month. It's also what I call science fiction month in May. I'm going to recommend some of my personal London movies, Scottish movies, and throw in a mixture of science fiction films that take place right here in a good old USA. Because I'm coming back on the 4th of July. It's time to get busy. What's going on in movie world news? What's going on in theater? Well, regardless of Michael Jackson's controversies, he has a new biopic out from the director or from the makers. I think of kind of like Bohemian Rhapsody, called Michael, which the critics did not like, but the 97% of audience scores people did like. And I am going to, it's making bank. It's making bank. I'm going to be checking it out on Tuesday for the half price discount movies. So I'll be checking that out on Tuesday night at 8:15 at Maya. Anybody from Bakersfield, hit me up. I'll be there. Um, so yes, London, Beatles, Queen, uh, Ozzy Osbourne. Well, that's not London or England. Ozzy Osbourne. There's a good Led Zeppelin, right? Led Zeppelin's English too. There's a handful of powerful big rock star bands from the UK. Punk bands also. We have the Sex Pistols, Joy Division, which is one of my favorites. Um, yeah, the UK is inciting to visit. We in Hollywood we have a whole Universal Studios has a whole section that's like dedicated to like UK Universal horror films. It's pretty much Europe uh, um, influenced movies. We also have parts of Disneyland. You go to Peter Pan ride. You can fly over London. So anyway, without further ado, here's some random picks. I'm just gonna do a few a week of some lesser known movies that are London based. Let's see if you like them. But first, I'm going to do a modern day movie. This movie takes place in, how many of y'all have seen Bohemian Rhapsody? I have to watch this again this week because this one, Queen is definitely, that would be a great movie to watch before you watch Michael. So maybe I'll watch this tomorrow. So a few movies I want to watch before I watch Michael. Um, when it comes to horror films, of course, we have all the American Werewolf in London, um, the Hammer movies. But I'm going to recommend maybe a film comedy from 1948 that could kick off my London um, countdown to going to London. Pop culture um, countdown would be a movie that's obviously filmed at Universal Studios, but since it has all 3. It's a comedy. It's the first spoof. It's like this is like think of scary movie. This is like the first scary movie comedy horror. And when it's not really horror, but we have. Can you see it? Yes, it's Albert and Costello meet Frankenstein. It is starring Bela Lugosi and Bud Albert, and Lou Costello, Lon Chaney Jr. That this is I've seen this one or two times. It's only about an hour and 23 minutes long. It is definitely a movie to watch if you're getting ready to go across the pond, and or either and or Universal Studios. It's filmed in Hollywood, but you got those London vibes, Transylvania vibes, most definitely. Another one that was filmed in, I think in London actually. One of the better known Shakespearean actors to ever live, and I am going to see a Shakespeare play in London. And there is various versions of this story. There's one I just watched a few weeks ago with Mel Gibson that was I didn't think it was all that great. It's pretty much a snooze fest if you ask me. But this one might be a snooze fest, but this definitely like this is Shakespeare 101. I've seen this if you like black and white movies. Winner of Best Picture 1948. Here we go. And just doing 1948 post World War II movie. It's Hamnet. Lawrence Olivier. I'm sure your college professors have definitely put this one on, and that's a recommendation for you. You know some famous directors who are British. Well, of course, Christopher Nolan, who has a movie out this year, and Alfred Hitchcock, David Lean, and I can't really think. I'm sure there is a lot more, but those are the top 3 on my head in my um, in my head right now. But if you're looking if for those of you who are Shakespeare fans, I mean Hitchcock fans, and here's a film I want to recommend that's from 1949 that is not taking place in 1949. It's probably one of Hitchcock's lesser known movies, and starring Ingrid Bergman, Joe Cotton, Michael Welding in Alfred Hitchcock's under competition, under suspicion, caraping. It's a weird name, huh? Say this title is kind of awkward. Um, Capricorn, under Capricorn. That's crazy. Of course, for TV shows, you have Downtown Abbey, you have Outlander, you have The Queen. Everybody's been watching The Queen. I've seen a few episodes of The Queen that has all your stuff. If you want to go full speed, fast pop culture, speaking of Universal Studios, Harry Potter, the whole entire series. Um, and right now I'm watching Ichabod and Mr. Toad, based on Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, and Ichabod from Sleepy Hollow, Sleepy Hollow is actually American, and When the Willows is actually British. Oh, and Alice in Wonderland. Check out you if you want to watch a good trippy London, or not say London. What's the bigger word for London? English story, British story, Great Britain story. Alice in Wonderland is a good one. You can watch the cartoon and you can flip to the Tim Burton one. Swinging Todd is a good horror film. Pop culture in music, of course, we know we have the Beatles documentary. It's like few Beatles documentary. Um, James Bond. Don't forget about James Bond. So I'm going to be giving you guys maybe a few who indulge in my videos, a few uh, Scotland and London recommendations with a mixture of science fiction, because Mando and Grugo come out at the end of May, and we also have the theme of we go from that Alien franchise to the Disclosure, Steven Spielberg's new movie, which is right before I leave. So we're gonna just go mix it up a little bit this summer, and our spring summer. So but that's the beginning of today. Today's cloudy. I think some black and white action will be good for the clouds. So yes, I'm going to be watching this right next. Oh, this and then Abbott Costello's Frankenstein. Probably wrap it up. My classic today. I don't think I'm gonna watch this today, but we'll see. See how I feel. Because there's some other films I want to watch. Okay. Um, well, that's the news. Michael Jackson is in theaters now. Mother Mary's is in theater now. Um, so we got some artistic films and a little bit of pop culture films. This is always a story. And those are my recommendations. There's not really too much going on right now. It's kind of a dry period. We just had the draft. I'm happy for Mendoza going to the Raiders. And hopefully that works out pretty good. So yes, in my time period of films, I'm going to be ending the 40s pretty soon. If you were looking for some good 40s movies that take place in the 40s, you guys should check out The Brutalist. That was a movie a few years ago. And of course, the beginning of The Crown takes place in the 40s. So, oh, and don't forget to watch Marty Supreme. It takes place in place in early 50s. So you can be uh, leading up to the 60s. Then we can move on and watch Bohemian Rhapsody that takes place in the late 70s, early 70s. And that will ultimately lead us up to the Michael Jackson movie that takes place in the 80s and ends in '88. The biggest thing about Michael Jackson that people have been saying, which I'll see on Tuesday, is that of course they didn't get into some of the '90s version of Michael Jackson with more of the things he was not convicted for, or some of the things that all on documentaries. We don't have to go through them, but we know what some of the sexual misconducts he was accused of, which a lot of people, some people have came forward and denied those, and some people stood his ground. So he seems to be less and less and less canceled because this movie, uh, I don't think anything's canceled if it's making like almost like bank at the box office. Definitely going to be a hit. Um, should have great songs. So I'm looking forward to seeing that on Tuesday night at 8:15. Let's see. Other than that, guys, Mandalorian and Grogu come out at the end of this month. That's Memorial Day weekend. That's a little bit of space, a little bit of Star Wars. I will give you my hot take and how I like to watch my Star Wars. Speaking of London, part of Star Wars is all the in, interior inside shots were shot, I believe, in the big ass studio in London. I forget what it's called. Um, yes, and Clockwork Orange. You want some horror? There, Stanley Kubrick and Star Wars. Um, I mean, this is like a little bit. I think a little bit of a shot here in the United States. Like, I mean, I'm talking about a few hairs at Death Valley and whatnot. I know Death Valley was they use, and of course the Skywalker Sound, Skywalker Ranch. But I know all of, you see the poster above me, Clockwork Orange, which is definitely a punk rock, Sex Pistols, Joy Division kind of movie from 1971, was shot in London. All right, so without further ado, let's join. Let's get ready for our countdown. Like I said, these movies are what's going to be going on today. Um, we're going to be representing Albert Einstein's Frankenstein. We're going to be representing Hamlet, and we're going to be representing Alfred Hitchcock's movie of whatever the hell this is called. I probably have a tongue twister. I bet you all can read it. Tomorrow, I think I'm going to be watching Bohemian Rhapsody, getting ready for Michael Jackson, and that's what's happening. Um, you guys have a good day. We actually can't believe we at the end of the first is coming up. It's May 1st coming up, and getting ready for some springtime. I mean, some real spring, and then we get in the hot heat. So, um, those are my films. That's my updated film blog of what I'm watching and or what I'm reading. Yeah, you guys ever read the book? Um, Nightmare Alley? That's what I'm reading. The little carnival action. That has nothing to do with London, but I like the book. Check the movie out on Netflix. There's a movie out, if you like Frankenstein. Frankenstein, by the way. Anyone who goes up to me and says, "Hey, what are you talking about with this movie? This is too American to watch." I gotta say this. Yes, it's filmed at Universal Studios, but think about this: Frankenstein, Dracula, and the Wolfman. All Frankenstein for sure. Meryl Streep, that's British. Dracula, that's Bram Stoker, that's Irish. Um, Bud and Costello, Albert and Costello, are there's are Americans right there, and the Wolfman is also Bram Stoker, I believe, did the same story. Well, Wolfman, I'm not sure where that lore really comes from, But I know The Mummy. The Mummy is British or Irish because it's Bram Stoker, based on the Bram Stoker story. Yes, get your Outlander on and get your Downtown Abbey on and get your that's it for now. Those are some good people. Vikings. If you want to watch pre Braveheart, before you watch Braveheart, you have to watch Vikings because Brave Vikings takes place before Braveheart. All right, everybody. Hopefully my microphone worked. I'm not recording this video again. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you later.